Hello, lovely. Have I got an exciting episode for you today? And it applies perfectly because it's the second time I'm recording it. And why is that? It's because my perfectionism is driving me to create a quality podcast for you. I recorded this entire podcast on the incorrect microphone. I tried all the different ways to enhance it so you would have a nice listening experience, and girl, it just was not going to be good. How perfect that this episode today is how to use perfectionism in your favor. The drive I have for perfectionism is moving me to record this for the second time, and I'm glad that's there because this is going to be a valuable podcast you'll continue to use for years to come. So let's get right into why we're discussing this topic today. I have many conversations with women who struggle with perfectionism. They want things done perfectly. And in today's episode, we'll talk about what that means for you, when perfectionism is painful, and how to use it in your favor. Because it can be a driver that moves you forward, but we'll get to that in a moment. First things first, in today's episode, we are not talking about any disorders or compulsions. I'll be speaking to the casual language women use in conversation when they say, "I'm a perfectionist." Having a standard for themselves and the quality of work they do and the results they create. That's the Hello Lovely definition we're using for this topic. So what is it? In this version of perfectionism, it's holding yourself to a high standard. It's the craving and desire to achieve quality results. It produces a high sense of accomplishment and contentment for the work you've completed. So there you go, the Hello Lovely definition. Many of the women I meet resonate deeply with this. They truly put a high value in producing quality work and giving quality attention to what they do. So we'll talk again about that in a moment. But first, let's talk about when perfectionism doesn't serve you. There's 3 areas. 1, using the current results you achieve against yourself as a measure of your worth. 2, comparing to others with a view that they have flawless success, where everything is easy for them, effortless, and if you just push yourself harder, you'll have flawless, effortless success too. And 3, not setting goals for fear you won't do it perfectly or without obstacles. Now, we could really speak to each one of these at length, but for this episode, we don't need to. Just acknowledging if any of these sound familiar really highlights where perfectionism is not serving you. So how can you use perfectionism in your favor? It's that drive for quality that moves you forward. It is the same reason why I'm recording this podcast for the second time. It's the spark that drives you to produce a quality product or put quality attention into your tasks. It's that spark that ignites ideas and action and collaboration and invitations. Using that drive is absolutely in your favor. Another area you can use perfection in your favor is when you have that perfectionism for quality, you're able to imagine the results done. You're able to picture your goal and think about what it's going to look like when it's achieved. That's a gift. That is a true gift. The difference is when you use perfectionism in your favor, you don't criticize the results after the fact. You don't criticize the results after you've implemented. So this is a perfect example. I could look at my first podcast and say to myself, why in the world didn't you double, triple check the mic? I could spend a lot of time there and make it mean that I don't give quality attention or that I'm not good enough or that I should have known better. But this is the facts, ladies, is that sometimes we miss something. This is the human element. So when critical thoughts pop up like that, because it makes so much sense when they do, the difference is acknowledging that that's okay. And in my program, you learn the skill to set the critical part to the side and get curious. We look at your compounding progress, not hyper-focused on one moment in time. So again, a perfect example today is I could look at this one episode and be like, I can't believe I did that, and have all of this thoughts and confusion and spiral myself into critical thinking. Or I can acknowledge, yep, this happened, was not what I expected, was not what I intended, let's go. Let's do another one, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. I take a bigger picture, step back, and look at how many podcast episodes I have produced. And the rare occasions when I forgot to double check the mic. Few and far between. Another example is if you're eating healthier, you made a plan for the week, you drank all your water, you went for walks and made sure the house was filled with all kinds of healthy groceries and planned some treats on purpose too. We don't hyper-focus on the one slice of cake you ate off plan. We look at your compounding progress. All the times you did eat on plan, said no thank you to an item that someone offered you, and kept going. What would improve in your week with that approach? Practice and let me know. You can even tag me on IG at misschristiewilliams.com with how it went for you. I would love to know. So the way you use perfectionism in your favor is you use that drive for quality to move you forward and set a plan that lines up with your priorities. Priorities, amazing. Standards of quality, amazing. The difference is you remove that pressure that if it's not done perfectly after the fact, something is wrong with you. So if you're setting up some goals or you're in a transitional period and you're making changes, or you've even started making changes now, and you're creating a schedule and planning out your next actions, here are some powerful questions to guide you to use perfectionism in your favor. Is think about, what do you want to accomplish? And who is the woman behind this goal? Who is the woman who is going to achieve it? Who is the woman when you have accomplished it? Think deeply about those qualities. And what is important to keep in mind as you achieve this goal? So for example, one thing that is important to keep in mind as you achieve your goal is that you want to be loving and supportive as you implement, right? You're going to go for quality. You're going to create a great plan that's intentional. Go for 100%. That will give you the drive. And as you create your results, acknowledge the value and progress, regardless of the percentage achieved on your way to reaching your goal. So did you go for 100% and get 80%? Amazing. Use what you learned for the next time. Those are the gems we need that we miss when we're critical of our results, yeah? So what we do is we create a beautiful plan, we go for 100%, then it's actually time to implement. And with the human element, we're going to have unexpected results from time to time as part of the process. This is the perfect time to acknowledge, oh, what worked here? What worked in the week? What was unexpected? What can I know ahead of time for next time? And what will I do differently now that I know this? Isn't that a powerful approach? You trade a critical approach for a curious approach. This helps you really enjoy giving the high quality attention that you love to give. You love doing things for people. You love creating ideas. That is a gift. But the difference is you pause the critical self-talk that may pop up as you implement your plan. So acknowledge and decide in advance. I'm going to give this goal and give this schedule my quality attention. And as I take action, as I implement, I will acknowledge the progress no matter how small it seems, and not hyper-focus on one moment in time. All right, lovely? So what are your takeaways? What are the points that stand out to you the most that you are going to apply this week? Please share them in a review of my podcast. These episodes are especially designed for you in mind with the topics that the Lovelies bring up in the community and in session, and I would love to receive your personal feedback. I would highly value it. And if this topic resonates with you and you want to use perfectionism in your favor to create a schedule that's energizing and simple to follow, schedule a program consultation. Go to MissChristieWilliams.com and click on Work with Christie. That's MSCHRISTIE Williams.com. Sending you so much love. Have a great week, lovely.